I'm Christopher Jones from Bicycles Network Australia, and this video accompanies our in-depth review of the Cycliq Fly6CE, the integrated bike camera and light. The Fly6CE faces rear and picks up all of the action and traffic from behind. In this video we'll see some examples of how the Fly6CE performs, different light conditions, and also some comparison with the previous generation Fly6. The following examples compare the previous generation Fly6 with the new model in different weather conditions. In the first example, in sunny conditions, we can see that the older model has a smaller maximum resolution and is also dark and murky, whereas the new Fly6CE has the full 1920 by 1080p and much clearer video. In overcast weather conditions, you can see that both videos still have a slightly washed out effect when the bright sunlight shines directly onto it, but with the new one with the larger resolution and the clarity, I have a much better chance of identifying details such as the car number plates. The next example shows a comparison in varying light conditions where there's a lot more sunlight and shadow coming through, and take particular notice of the car and the details of the number plate. Essentially the new Fly6CE is vastly superior in terms of providing the detail and the quality. In the next example we can see the electronic image stabilisation. We compare a Fly6CE without any stabilisation, as you can see now, and mounted directly next to it is another identical Fly6CE with stabilisation on. In my opinion, the quality is not better, in fact it's worse, and so essentially the EIS on the Fly6CE is not really a good option. We now have some examples of different settings and different light conditions. These are filmed with the maximum resolution of 1920 by 1080p at 60 frames per second. In this we can see some change in light conditions where it goes from bright sunshine into the forest. Overall, the higher resolution and the level of detail makes it a very significant improvement over the previous generation Fly6s. In this we can see how the camera reacts to some different or some unexpected light conditions, relatively good, but it certainly can reach its limits when the weather conditions are extreme. This is a general overcast day, and although it's a little darker, I'm able to freeze frame and very easily identify the cars and the number plates. We now drop the frame rate down to 30 frames per second, but retain the high video resolution of 1920 by 1080p. In the first example we see almost perfect conditions for filming and very good video quality. In the next example we see also some bright sunshine to start off with, but then it changes over into darker shadow areas, and you can see how the camera reacts and is able to essentially present the picture quite well. And as we leave the shadow area, then we also still have a very good image quality. This example is good light conditions and we see a vehicle following, and there's plenty of opportunity to freeze frame to grab more details, for example the number plate. In this example, the motorist was a good driver and passed safely. The final example shows how the Fly6CE renders a more complex setting with lots more details. If you have questions and would like to discuss bike cameras and cycling in general, you should visit the Australian cycling forums at bicycles.net.au. Otherwise, don't forget we also have a detailed video on the Fly12CE with lots of sample footage.